Hello and welcome back to your East vs. Trails in the Sky Alternative Saga guide videos. Today we're going to be talking about Estelle. If you are interested in a character whose playstyle is based on poking and whiff punishes, an easy character with decent tank value with a great neutral, outstanding pokes, good punishes, and flexible skills, this may be your character. So we're going to go ahead and get right on in. As with the previous video with Adol, we're going to go ahead and use their first two skills that you start them off with, and basically go through and do an overview of their moves. And yeah, it'll be pretty simple. Go ahead and just load up here, and we should be good. Just go to training mode. Alright. Again, make sure to take stuff like combo advice and the like with a grain of salt, because I'm not the best at this game. And the change to 60 FPS on the re-release. So let's go ahead and talk about Estelle's normals. She has a 4-hit normal, which is going to be your A button. The final hit hits twice. It's pretty decent par for course. The last hit causes a soft knockdown, which is techable. It's pretty decent, but however, they're pretty good pokes, because Estelle's whole thing is that she is a character that will punish. She's not really strong on offense, but her moves just hit really far forward. So yeah, that's gonna be the point of that normal, which isn't too crazy. A lot of her attacks in that little combo is dash cancelable, so that's good to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and talk about her charge attack, which is, in my opinion, and also other people's opinions, her best tool, because not only is it an amazing combo ender, it's also an amazing combo tool. It can just kind of do everything for you. Let's do something like this. Try this. This is a hard button combination. Okay, good old charge attack. It's pretty decent, having just about anything. If I had my other skills, I could show something off a little bit better, but yeah, it doesn't give too much SP on contact, but it's like really easy to put into combos, make stuff more SP efficient and the like. Now her air attacks, which you've seen me pop out a few times. This move right here, surprisingly, has a very good hitbox. It's gonna be her launching hits here. She only has one, but afterwards is going to be her falling attack. The best falling attack in the game, because it is so positive. It kind of just leads into combos as well. And it causes a hard knockdown on hit, which means they cannot tech. So it really leads really well into combos. It's pretty much combo fodder. Do something like that. It's a good free 700 damage off of doing something extremely cheap. Yeah, and it was also SP positive because I charge attacked first. Very good move. It's also very very fast, as you've seen. We're gonna skip over Rising Attack because that's the item. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about Comet, which is going to be this one right here. A decently wide projectile. It does pretty low damage. It's pretty decent. It doesn't have any homing properties, so you do have to aim it. At medium to long range, it's pretty decent, because the frame rate is just alright. It doesn't have, it doesn't have homing properties so much, but it's still pretty decent if you've got good aim. From up close, it's kind of just risky, because it doesn't really stun that much. you'd rather want to do like hard break, which we're gonna get into in a second. But yeah. Anything else to say about Comet? It has a bit of soft armor, and because it's a projectile, you can't flash guard it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Ooh, the air version. It goes downwards. This can be pretty good to bait out anti-airs, because it will beat out anti-airs. You can use your air attack to get a little bit higher when you do it too. Alright, now hard break. Probably the best poke in the game, because it acts as a projectile. It doesn't look like a projectile, but this move goes so far. Because it's a projectile, it cannot be countered by a flash guard. It does not give you the benefits. Of course, if you do it from far away, it is not going to do too much damage. You need to be in the brunt of the hit to take a lot of damage here. My controller died, hold on. Okay, we're back. Yeah, it's a really fast move. It's impossible to contest neutral, which, as you've seen kind of with the moves, she's very much a neutral winner. Is going to launch the opponent as well, sometimes. The air version is actually really good because it is going to, if you land it, which is really hard to if you don't do a homing dash. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and actually just do it like this. Not like that. This is really hard to land. But yeah, if you do hit it from the air, it's gonna hit twice, which is pretty strong. Well, not necessarily hit twice, but just twice as much damage. The ground version does allow a tech trap with the charge attack. Hold on, I'll just check this. Pretty much you either get out and get put into like something like a comet, or you take the hard break. Next up is going to be her next list of moves, which I'm going to go ahead and go out for. We're going to go ahead and check out Hurricane, Firebolt EX, Plasma Wave, and Barrage.
Ready? Fight!
Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about Hurricane first, because it is an amazing combo out of the second, the following attack, pretty much. This is eventually going to damage scale to be pretty bad, but you can see the gist there. It kind of just combos itself. This is why the following attack is so good. Of course, by abusing the hell out of Hurricane, it's going to eventually scale down so bad. But yeah. Also, you can definitely tech out of there at multiple points, but that is an example of how you can use Hurricane. Hurricane, in specific, is great combo filter because it can be comboed into from the following attack. The last hit is jump cancelable, which is why you can like do your rising attack first. And also, most importantly, at certain timings, you can burst embargo to keep it going. Which is, it has a harder timing than others, but you can cancel with burst embargo. But you can see, like, that is, like, true. That is not true, because I messed it up, but, like, if you get the opponent to swing back in, it's gonna be true. It's yeah, pretty hard to do. But, yeah, you've already seen me do it. You have to do it not on the last hit, pretty much. That's not true, but that's going to put people in tech chase. That's going to deal a lot of damage. Next up is going to be Firebolt EX, and this is going to be almost always going to be on your kit because it's going to throw 3 fireballs at the opponent, and it's going to have a homing effect. While it does cost a fair bit more SP than Comet, it is going to shoot 4 homing fireballs, and they all have a chance of inflicting burn. And if you remember, burn basically chips away about 5% of the opponent's health. Of course, I'm getting unlucky and not getting it. It's a 5% chance on each hit, so it's not exactly 20%, but like close. So the fact I'm not getting it's kind of crazy. But it's really good from the long range, which is kind of going to be a bigger projectile poke. It's not too crazy with combos, but because it is low recovery, if you end up trying to use it in a combo, it can work out pretty well. Also, you might need to use an assist, or the opponent has heavy to like make Firebolt EX be great for combos. But like up close, it can do some things if you stagger the opponent, like something like this with Barrage. Not the craziest, because you can cancel out of it actually pretty fast. Next up is going to be Plasma Wave. In my opinion, this move is pretty gimmicky because it is, while it goes out pretty far, you can see that it's not that wide. And it's very easy to dodge. Watch me give us up. Well, yeah, that would happen. Yeah, maybe I should turn off extra skills. But my point is that for it being probably her strongest move in like one hit, it's very hard to actually hit. However, in like tech chase situations, it is actually pretty strong and can paralyze. Paralyzing means the opponent can't move, not move, but can't attack for a while. See paralysis right there, which is gonna make things a lot better for you. It also is pretty much the equivalent of an unblockable in this game. It's because if you block it, your shield is going to die. Just absolutely get crushed. There's gonna be some characters that cannot get stunned by just one Plasma Wave, but it's going to pretty much break them. It's gonna punish characters that block a lot. She can't really follow up on it too much, but again, yeah, the opponent can dodge it really fast due to its long startup, and it's very thin. It's not worthless. This is probably her weakest move in her set, but it has case uses. And finally is going to be Barrage, which is going to be a very impressive poking tool that is also her best like combo ender. It can be done out of a lot of things. The final hit is going to give her a bit of health. Not too much health, it doesn't really matter too much, but it does give her health. You can combo so much into this move. It's actually kind of insane. You can do stuff like burst to make it more true or stuff like that, but it is a very powerful move due to just how versatile it is. It's pretty decent. It is got a lot of armor as well. For the first 90 frames, which is going to be the whole move, by the way, it has hard armor, and it is, of course, going to drain a bit of HP. On the first 5 hits, she can do Burst Embargo to basically do some funny little shenanigans right here. I cannot do it. Okay, go off me. See, in that burst, she kind of came towards me. In that, I could probably do a Plasma Wave. That was a mess up. Hold on. Something like that. That's probably not true due to how the little frames I had to do that, but that is an example. Again, final hit's gonna give Estelle 10% of the damage of the hit, which is very low. It doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And now we're gonna get to Wheel of Time. This is not the best extra skill in the game, but it is one of the best due to sheer damage and range. The first part's not gonna do much damage, but it basically is gonna bring in opponents, and then you just do like 20 multi hits, which can be comboed into a not comboed into stuff that much, but can be comboed into. That was a terrible combo, but it has a lot of combo potential. So running stuff like Fina and Rhea or Sigrun for extra is really good because it basically improves your punish game drastically. Something like this. Maybe not the most practical, and there's probably stuff that's not true in there, but yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about some recommended stuff. I would personally recommend a few supports. Those are going to be... let's go ahead and go to Customize, because I feel like that's going to give me a better idea. As I mentioned before, Fina and Rhea. It allows her punish game to be really good, because when she actually catches an opponent off guard, she can get in, deal like 3,000 damage, and be like the winner of neutral pretty easy. Of course, she's going to have to fight for neutral a lot, because none of her stuff is like really strong, but... if she wins neutral a little bit, she's going to win a lot with Fina and Rhea. With Annalise, her pokes are going to be impossible to punish because she has 40 seconds of no knockback. So, very powerful for her too. And then Mustafa, because she's poke-based, she's going to have generally lowish damage. So by having Mustafa, that's going to actually make her pokes be... more powerful. It's pretty good to have, because for a character that's meant to punish characters, having the punishes be stronger is just always a good option. So it's good to have Mustafa. Of course, you could also do Olha, which is going to be a bit more damage, but it's going to make some combos not as good, because critical hits cause knockback to go further, meaning character's not going to stay closer to you. And then I'd like to say an honorable mention is going to be Shara, because with Comet, it makes Comet, if I remember correctly, it's going to make it cause knockdowns, but if you're just using Shara just for Comet on a character that's already decently fast, I'd say it's a bit of a waste compared to using the other characters mentioned, but it's still pretty good support for Estelle. It's a very good support for anybody. Yeah, that's about it for supports. I'd say the last thing to go ahead and talk about is going to be her weaknesses, which, honestly, not too terrible. As mentioned a couple times, she has very poor offense. That's kind of just how poke characters are made to be, is that her skills are made to be used in neutral so that she wins neutral, but she doesn't exactly have skills to capitalize on having one neutral. So her offensive capabilities are not really as strong as other melee characters. Next, she's going to be a bad air fighter, because her air game is some of the worst. She doesn't have great anti-airs. What she does have is air combo game, but she can't really deal with opponents in the air that well. She can bring opponents to the air, but opponents in the air is not going to be something she can deal with easy. And then, due to a bug, which is really weird, it might not even be a bug, it might just be a quirk about Estelle. For some reason, she has extra hits done on her right side. If you hit her on her right side, she is going to be stunned more. Which means if she gets punished on specifically her right side, it's going to be worse than usual. Like, honestly, pretty bad. But yeah, that is going to be pretty much just about it. If you are interested in Estelle, I hope that this guide is going to do something for pushing you towards playing her. Because even though she's, like, not crazy, she's honestly kind of like a mid-tier-ish character, to me at least. Again, that's an opinion. I want people to discover things, people figure out, like, a more definitive tier list than based on what 5 people think. In my opinion, she's kind of a mid-tier. However, I still think that she's pretty fun to play and still pretty good. So if this video helped make you like convinced that maybe I should play Estelle, then that is exactly what I wanted to get out of this video. So even if that's not you, I'm glad that you watched to the end, and thank you for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for the next ones.